So there's a quiet living room, there's a black and white TV, there's a piano with a candelabra, and Mom says, "Such a nice boy," and Dad pretends not to watch, and America meets Liberace. I'm Matt Haskell, I'm a high school history teacher, and I'm taking you through lyric by lyric, line by line, verse by verse of Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire," and we've made our way to Liberace. So let's tell the story here. So post-war America is tired. Ration books are gone, but life still feels kind of beige. Then there's this pianist, Vladzio Valentino Liberace. His stage name is Liberace, and he slides onto TV in 1952, and he's got a grin and a tuxedo and a candelabra, and the camera loves him, and so do the mailbags. He isn't just playing for music snobs. He plays Chopin and Liszt. Then he pivots into show tunes. And then he chats with you like you're in his living room. He points to the camera. He tells a joke. He'll give you a wink. And then suddenly, classical music isn't just like a museum. It's a party that you were invited to. Behind the scenes, the business model is as flashy as his wardrobe. The Liberace show syndicates to hundreds of stations. He keeps control, he sells his own ads, and he turns TV fame into just sold-out theater tours and merch. You know, in an era when TV is still figuring out what it wants to be. Is it news? Is it circus? Is it classroom? Liberace answers, and he says, "Company." He's the guest who never raises his voice, and he always leaves the room sparkling. But the sparkle isn't subtle. The costumes get wilder. There's sequins and fur capes and a piano that looks like it was parked by a prince. You know, critics roll their eyes. He reads the reviews, he smiles, and he counts the ticket receipts. His famous attitude, mock me if you like, I'll be laughing on the way to the bank. Now, there's a shadow to that shine, though. The 1950s are a decade of secrets, and he lives inside them. Gossip columns and tabloids wink and nudge. He sues for libel, and he publicly insists he's exactly what middle America thinks he is. Safe, respectable, a gentleman with a piano. The truth of his private life is something the era can't say aloud. So the performance becomes the point. Camp presented as comfort. Glamour presented as wholesomeness. A coded language that some people hear and others never notice. For viewers, none of that is the headline. The headline is permission. Permission to enjoy beauty that's unabashed, humor that's gentle, elegance that's within reach. He bridges highbrow and lowbrow and invents, showman as brand long before Vegas residencies became a career path, because he helped invent those too. He tries movies like Sincerely Yours in 1955, and it flops. On TV, though, he's just untouchable. Ratings spike, fan clubs multiply. His brother George pops in as a band leader, and the catchphrases multiply. The candelabra becomes an icon. If you want to understand how television learned to sell personality as comfort, you watch Liberace talk, smile, play, and thank you for letting him into your home. Why does it matter? Well, Liberace in Billy Joel's lyric is the 1950s distilled. It's television as national hearth, right? It's a spectacle packaged as innocence. And there's a queer-coded aesthetic that's smuggled safely into millions of conservative living rooms. He expands the audience for classical music, prototypes the modern TV to touring pipeline, and he proves that in an age of mass media, style is a story. When we tie it back to the song, in Billy Joel's run through that verse, right? So it's Eisenhower vaccine, England's got a new queen, Marciano Liberace. He's toggling between power, science, ceremony, sport, and show. Liberace is the sparkle that tells you how the decade felt at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. Did anyone in your family watch the Liberace show or keep a program from one of his concerts? Drop a memory here in the comments. And up in the next lyric is Santa Yana Goodbye. Thanks for watching.